In 2013, Government of India has enacted one act, National Food Security Act. This is a very important for the 4 marks question, which one is we are expecting from this lesson. National Food Security Act, NFS, National Food Security Act 2013. So, for the Government of India is providing to the food security to the poor people in order to bring the one new act, which one is having right to education, right to information. Same likewise, National Food Security Act also enacted. According to this act, right to food as the legalized. Right to food. According to the, now we are discussing what is the important features regarding to this National Food Security Act 2013. What is the important features now we are discussing. According to this act, Government of India has enacted, which means Government of India has given to the security to the right to food. Those who are living in India, he has a right, at least he has to get into the minimum food grains from the government. So, according to this act, now we are discussing the important features. Important features of this act. Almost all 2/3 of the population should be covered here. 2/3 population means 66% of the population should under covering of the this act, this scheme. In rural areas, it will be covering of the 75%. In urban areas, it is covering of the 50%. It is combined together 66%. First of the important feature of this act, minimum 2/3 of the population should be covering of this act. In rural areas, 75% of the people should be covering, and urban areas 50% of the people should be covering. So, main important feature is here, this according to this act, rice is providing to the 3 rupees per kg, wheat is providing to the 2 rupees per kg, and millets 1 rupees per kg. So, according to the scheme, rice should be have to be distributed at the low price, but in our Telangana state is different. Presently 1 rupee kg rice is distributed by the government of Telangana, that is a different thing, but it is a central government scheme because of the entire the country. Other states are different. Through 3 rupees per kg rice, 2 rupees per wheat, and millets is the 1 rupees per kg. This at least 2/3 of the population means 66% of the population should be eligible for the receiving of the these rates. These prices has fixed 3 rupees and 2 rupees and 1 rupee has fixed by the rice and wheat as millets respectively. So, these prices are fixed for these rural areas. 75% of the people are eligible for the receiving from the ration shops at this rate. In urban areas, 50% of the people are eligible for the receiving of the food grains from the at this rates. And also in the rural areas, those are having to the poorest of the poor, poorest of the poor, these poorest of the poor in the village, that family has eligible for the getting of the 35 kilograms of the 35 kgs at the subsidized rates. That is, we can call it as in our state Antyodaya Anna Yojana cards. Those are living in poorest of the poor people in the village. These people are eligible for getting of the 35 kilograms of the rice from the government. So, according to this National Food Security Act, per person minimum receiving from the government 5 kgs. According to the National Food Security Act 2013, what is the envisaged, what is the important feature is minimum one person, those who are living in one family, suppose one family has having to the 5 members in the family, that 5 into 5 means 25 kgs. 25 kgs of the rice should be receiving from the fair price shops at the 3 rupees, which means per head government of India has distributed 5 kgs, but in our Telangana, after the getting of the new state, after the new state, our present Telangana government has distributed to the poor people per person 6 kgs through the our fair price shops in our villages. Presently, government of Telangana has distributed 6 kilograms of the rice to the distributed, but it is the entire country, that is the 2013 Act. So, this is the situation. Important features here we have covering, and along with this National Food Security Act, National Food Security Act is a very important. Once again we are repeat important points here. According to the National Food Security Act, minimum entire the urban area and rural area should be covering of the 66% of the population. In rural areas should be covering of the 75%, in urban areas should be covering of the 50%. Means in rural areas 75% of the population should be receiving from the food grains from the ration shops. According to this act, each and every person should be getting to the 5 kgs minimum from the ration shop. Here government of India has fixed the rates 3 rupees per kg rice, 2 rupees kg for wheat, 1 rupee per millets, that is a bajra, ragi, whatever it may be. So, this is very important. Along with this is important things, and along this government of India is focusing on the other programs also focusing for the providing to the food security to the poor people in India. So, once we are discussing PDS, and next two programs is a very important for the providing of the food security to the poor people in villages. Another important food security programs in India, that is the ICDS, that is the Anganwadi centers, Anganwadis, and midday meals. So, here midday meals 1996, Tamil Nadu state was introduced. Midday meals already we know children in our schools every day we have taken midday meals in the afternoon. This what we are eating in our schools midday meals as part of our school life, that program has introduced by the central government. After the 2000, Supreme Court has directed to all the state governments. So, many of the studies has suggested, due to the non-availability of due to the majority of the Indian children, due to the midday meals, most of the children are absenting during the school days. That is why, and also school children also having to the facing of the lack of nutritional problem. For the solving of the nutritional problem among the children, Supreme Court has directed to the entire the country, entire the state, introduced the midday meal schools, midday meals, MDM, midday meals program in the schools. Under this midday meals program, presently entire the country, all the 29 states has distributed, it is perfectly implementing, distributed the midday meal schemes. Presently 14 crores of the children, 14 crores of the children are now taking to the midday meals as a part of our school children in India. It is the world longest feeding program It's not a joke. Every day 14 crores of the children are taking midday meals in our schools. You can think about how much crores of the rupees has spent by the government of India. So if it is the state governments are not ready to implementing of this midday meals program, central government and Supreme Court has directed the implementing. If it is the any state government is not ready to implementing, Supreme Court has taken by the steps presently. So 14 crores of the children are taking to the midday meals program, which is largest feeding program in the world. This is the main focusing that eradication of the malnutrition level in the children. Most of the children are underweight in the country. That's why overcoming of the underweight and all those things. That's why this midday meals program has started. And another program is ICDS, Integrated Child Development Scheme. This Integrated Child Development Scheme has started 1975. Under the ICDS, Integrated Child Development Scheme, under the ICDS, Anganwadi centers are working. Anganwadi centers are working. So these Anganwadi centers, this has started by the ICDS. From that Anganwadi centers, hot cooked food has distributed to the pregnant women, lacting mothers, and those are coming to the 3 to 6 years age children. From the Anganwadi centers, hot cooked food has distributed pregnant women, lacting mothers, and 3 to 6 years children. So this Anganwadi centers in our this is also we have a very experience in our villages. Have each and every village has Anganwadi centers. These Anganwadi centers also run by the central government. Especially these Anganwadi centers is giving to the nutrition food to the children and lacting mothers and pregnant women. So this is also one of the major program. And so far what we are discussed, Government of India has started various programs for the providing to the food security to the poor people, such as one thing is PDS, second one is the midday meals, third one is the ICDS program. These are all the important programs is provided by the food security to the poor people getting to the food security. And this is the important things which one Government of India has provided. And children, in the first session we are discussing about the food grain production in the country. Second session we are access to the food to the or not. And today we are discussing which type of the programs has implemented by the government providing to the food security to the poor people. That's important programs as discussed. Okay children, we will come back next class. Thank you. Good morning students. Welcome to online classes DEO Nalgonda. Sequence of the online classes, 10th class social studies, 10th chapter, paper 1. We are discussing about the food security. Today we are discussing about the part 4. Previous class we were discussed about the already we have completed. Food grain production in the country we have discussed it. Various food grains available in the country we have discussed it. Access to food in the country we have discussed it. Agriculture diversification we have discussed it. And public distribution system also we have completed, and also we have discussed about the buffer stock and minimum supporting price also we have completed. These are all the completed, and today we are concentrating on the in the first section we have discussed what we are came to conclusion. In India, food grain production has increased, and second section, in India consumption pattern has changed. Later we are discussing about the agriculture diversification. In India, agriculture diversification has not easy, governments are not effort anything. And later we have discussed public distribution system, National Food Security Act, ICDS projects and midday meals programs. So which programs has provided by the government of India for the getting to the food security to the poor people. So one side we have a food grain production has increased, another side is the government is started various programs for the giving to the food grains to the needy people at subsidized prices. But this is the one side. But whatever has government has supplied by the food grains, either are public distribution system, either are midday meals, either are Anganwadi centers, these are all nutrition food or not. Now we are discussing about the whether the government is providing to the food grains to the poor people, this is the nutrition food or not, whether it is malnourished. One side is the government is providing to the various levels of the food grains as supplied, but whether it is having of the nutrition or not, that is our topic today. We have to be discussing whether it is government is providing the midday meals program, Anganwadi centers and ration shops, government is various programs has implemented for the giving to the food security to the needy people. But these programs is able to the produce the giving to the nutrition to the poor people or not. So here we have to be discussed nutritional state according to the nutritionist. Carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins and minerals. These are all the very important for the human daily activities. For the daily human activities, these are the very important. Carbohydrates is nothing but this is the very important for the functioning of the human body, for the getting of the energy. Through the carbohydrates, it has produced the energy. These carbohydrates are mostly available in rice, wheat and whatever it may be. Rice and wheat is the very mostly available carbohydrates. These carbohydrates is the it has generating of the energy. Carbohydrates is available in rice and wheat. And proteins also very important for the human body. These proteins are growing of the human body and regeneration of the body is a very important. Regeneration of the tissues and growth of the human body, proteins are very important. These proteins are available in meat, dal. This is a these food items are available, proteins, meat and dal, vegetables and curry leaf vegetables. These are the proteins available. And vitamins also very important. It is the protector to the human body. These vitamins are available in various food items, that is the pulses, dal and beans, eggs, milk. These vitamins are available. And minerals are very important for the human body. These minerals are very useful for the forming of the blood formation. This blood iron is the very important for the forming of the hemoglobin in the human body. That hemoglobin is very important for our human blood. So this minerals also very important. Carbohydrates is the useful for the generating of the energy in the human body. Proteins is the growing of the human body, and vitamins also very important of the functioning of the various human body. This is also very important, and minerals also very important. But these are all available in what government has supplied through the public distribution system, midday meals and Anganwadi centers. These are all available or not. Already we have discussed. According to the nutritionist, in rural areas, minimum rural area people should have to be take the 2400 kilocalories of the food should have to be taken. And in this is the rural people. In urban people, 2100 kilocalories is the minimum food should have to be taken. But in India, most of the in rural areas, 80% of the people, 80% of the people does not able to taking of the sufficient food. They have to be only taken the 1500 or 1800 kilocalories of the food has taken, but only above the rich people, 25% of the people in the country, these people has taken the more food what they are requirement of the actual requirement of the 2100 kilocalories of the food. These are all the we have discussed already. So these are the nutrition status. So for this purpose, how do we have to be calculate whether the any person has taken by the proper food or not? How can we have measuring that? How can we say whether this person has taken by the proper food or not? Whether this person has anybody, whether the children are taking to the taking the nutrition food or not? How can we say? We can say their height and weight. Based on the person's height and weight, we can estimate whether the children are taking to the nutrition food or not. This is the very important for the discussing here. So based on the children, based on the height and weight, we can come to conclusion whether the children are taking to the nutrition food or not. So here height and weight is the height, weight is the very important parameters regarding to the we have to be come to the conclusion to the whether the children are taking to the nutrition food or not. Here for this data has collected by the nutritionist. In India we have a National Institution of Nutrition. National Institution of Nutrition. National Institution of Nutrition, this is also we can call it as a NIN. It is located in Hyderabad. So this institution has every year is measuring. This institution is the ongoing projects as this institution will be studies especially focus on the nutrition in India, whether it is rural people are taking the proper food or not, whether it is which type of the food has having which type of the vitamins this institution has investigated in India. So National Institution of Nutrition is located in Hyderabad. According to this institution has gave to the guidelines how to measuring of the nutrition level in the humans. How to find out how to measuring of the nutrition level among the people. So nutrition level we have to be measuring of the among the people based on the that people height and weight, we can come to conclusion whether that person has taken the proper food or not. So according to their age, height and weight is perfect, that people are taken to the proper nutrition food. According to their age, their height and weight is not good, we can say these people are not taking to the proper nutrition food. So according to their age, if it is their height and weight is good, we can say these people are taking to the proper nutrition food. If it is their height and weight is not good, we can say these people are not taking to the underweight, these people are not taking to the nutritional food. So this is the we have to be discussed here. So for this purpose in you can observe in Anganwadi centers. In Anganwadi centers they have to be maintain one chart. The chart we can what we call it is this. They are maintaining this type of the graph chart in their Anganwadi centers. Here in x axis they have to be maintained the months and years, and y axis they are taken by the weight. Here weight, here is the years. So this in every Anganwadi centers they are using of this type of the sheets for the whether it is a children's or every month they have to be measuring the children weight and height. So based on the height and here based on the weight and months they will be came to the know whether it is children are growing to the with proper or not. So here suppose for 1 year he has having to the 8 kgs. So this is having to the different colors. This dot points is if it is the 8 kgs in the time of the 1 year age children. So 8 kgs this point is plotted on here green color, that person that children has having to the normal weight. So here if it is the dot will be having to the yellow color, it is the having to the less weight. If it is a dot is plotted in the green color, it is having to the normal weight, normal of the children. If it is the dot is the plotted again in the yellow color, it is having to the less weight. If it is the dot will be plotted in the red color shaded area, what it is the very underweight. It is based on this sheet as maintained in the Anganwadi centers. You can observe in your textbook 140 pages. This is a very helpful you. So based on the in India, what happened? National Institution of Nutrition, it has located in Hyderabad in Tarnaka. So this according to the NIN survey, it was conducted on survey in all India level. It has almost all surveyed by the 7,000 children entire the country. According to the NIN survey, 45% of the children in India underweight. It is the very shame to us in government of India also. It is a very horrible situation, especially 3 to 5 years age group children. 3 to 5 years age group children is mostly underweight. Yes, almost all 45% of the children 1 to 5 years age group, they having to the underweight, which means according to their age, their weight is low. This is called almost all 50% of the children in India has having to the underweight. It is the so today children also tomorrow citizens. So this is this 45% of the children is underweight. It is indicating what is the future of India. That is a very horrible situation. Horrible situation. Most of the Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar states, that is the Bihar. These states has having to the more percentage of the children are underweight. So this is a situation. According to their age, according to their age, their weight is low. According to their weight against weight is according to their age, their weight is low. That is the what we call that is underweight. According to their age, their height also very low. Height and age. What we call that children are, we can call it as a stunting. Stunting, and according to their weight and height. Weight and height. What we call that is the wasting. In India, underweight children are living in almost all 45%. Here stunting type of the children are living in 41%, and fasting type of the children are living in India 21%. So you can observe in your textbook 141 page, it is the according to their age weight is very low. This type of the children we can call it as a underweight. According to their age, their height also will be very low. This type of the children we can call it as a stunting. And according to their height and weight, based on their height, their weight also very low. Based on their height, their weight also will be very low. This type of the children also we can call it as a wasting. So underweight children in India 45%, and stunting type of the children in India living in the 41%, and fasting type of the children are living in 21%. This is also very clearly indicating in among the children they are taking to the inferior food, which means they are not able to taking the proper food. Almost all 50% of the children are taking to the very inferior food, which means it is in our India is not able to provide to the proper food to these children. So that this is clearly indicating. So underweighting people are 45, underweighting children are living in India 45%, stunting children are living in 41%, and fasting type of the children are living in India 21%. So underweight is nothing but according to their age, their weight will be very, very low. This type of the children we can call it as a underweight children. According to their age, their height also very low. This type of the children we can call it as a stunting. And according to their height, their weight also very, very low. So underweight, the underweight is nothing but why people are having of the underweight, because of they are not able to taking to the proper food, they are not taking to the nutrition food. And stunting type of the children, it is not recovering, it is also very long run deficiency, it is not recoverable. The children are years together, they have to be taken to the low level of the nutrition food, it has not taken to be recovered. And fasting means it will be certain feature, if it is we have given to the we have to be fed to the good nutrition food to the children, automatically that children will be overcome of that weight. But here stunting people, stunting means that children are look like in the very weak, that will be that bones and everything is not growing very well. Stunting type of the children is look like that bones are very weak, it is the very weak. Okay, we are discussing over the underweight children and stunting children and wasting children. So underweight children is nothing but they are taken to the not nutrition food, and stunting children is nothing but their bones are not growing. These children are not recovering if it is we are feeding to the good nutrition food. And wasting children, if it is we are feeding of the good nutrition food, these children will be recovering very shortly. So this is also according to their age, their weight will be very low. This type of children we can call as a underweight. According to their age, their height also very low. This type of the children we can call it as a stunting children. And wasting children is nothing but according to their height, their weight also very less. This type of the children is a wasting. So here this is the almost all 50% of the children are very underweight children. Here these are all the important information regarding to the NIN survey. And next we are going for the another criteria, body mass index. From the 1 year age old to the 60 year age people, we can calculate based on their height and their weight, we can calculate as a body mass index. Thus body mass index also refer to us, if it is a we can calculate body mass index based on that body mass index reference, that range is based on the body mass index ranges, we can come to conclusion whether it is that people are proper height and weight, they are taken to the proper nutrition food or not. So body mass index formula is body mass index. It is also another criteria for the measuring of the nutrition level among the people. Here weight in kgs, weight in kilograms, and height meters square. This is the formula for the measuring of the body mass index, weight in kilograms and height in meter square. Suppose your weight is 40 kilograms, your height is 150 centimeters. We can calculate now. Here weight in kgs is the 40 kilograms by height in meter square. 150 centimeters is nothing but 1.5 into 1.5 is equal to 40 by 2.25. This 1.5 into 1.25, 1.5 into 1.5, we can get the 2.25. Here this 40 divided by the 2.25 divided by the this 40, we can get the answer, that final value is the 17.7, is nothing but almost all nearer to the 18. Suppose one person weight is 40 kgs, that height is the 150 centimeters, is body mass index value is the 17.7 nearer to the 18. 18 is nothing but that person is the healthy person. If it is the body mass index is the less than 18, that person is underweight. If it is the body mass index is the above the 25, that person we can call it as a obesity or overweight. So in India, among the underweight men and women, almost all 35% of the men and women in India underweight according to the body mass index. And in obesity, which means overweight in men and women, in men 10% of the men are obesity or overweight, and 14% of the women are obesity or overweight. Here body mass indexes ranges is here 18.5 to 25. You have to be remember the formula for the body mass index. Just you can calculate the your based on your weight and your height, you can calculate your body mass index. So your body mass index also, you are all the 10th class students, maybe your weight may be 40 to 50 kgs, your height also 140 to 150 centimeters. You can simply calculate this body mass index. And next we are finally we are come to the conclusion of this lesson. In Chhattisgarh, one doctor has observed in his clinic, daily in his clinic many of the patients has came to his clinic for the due to the illness. What he observed in Chhattisgarh, one of the rickshaw puller has came to his clinic. That rickshaw puller hardly he has to earn the daily 70 to 80 rupees per day. Hardly he is working the 1 month, almost all only 2000 rupees are hardly monthly he has earning. This 2000 rupees is not enough for this rickshaw puller. So rickshaw puller earning to the per day 70 to 80 rupees. This rickshaw puller has receiving the food grains from the ration shops in that Chhattisgarh state. Suppose 5 members of the family members in that rickshaw puller family, 25 kgs has received from the public distribution system shop. Rickshaw puller has received the PDS rice from the 25 kgs per month. The 25 kgs of the rice is received from the ration shop in Chhattisgarh state. The 25 kgs of the rice is the enough for the family 5 members of the family members only 11 days. This PDS rice is received from the 25 kgs. These 25 kgs is enough for the one family is the 11 days. One family. That family members is the 5 members. In family members as among the 5 members, that family has received the 25 kgs of the rice, it is enough for the only 11 days. What about remaining 19 days? So these 19 days they have to be depending upon the completely open market, which means this rickshaw puller family has received the 25 kgs of rice. This rice is the enough for the only 11 days. Remaining days that family should be purchased the food grains from the kirana shops or open market. This remaining of the 19 days. But here rickshaw puller has earning of the only 70 to 80 rupees per day. That amount has not enough. He has earning to the only 2000 rupees. Among the 2000 rupees he has to pay room rent as the in the form of the 400 rupees and 500 rupees in the form of the rent. He has to pay for the power bill, and that is the natural. Commonly that rickshaw puller has lost their weight also. Why? Because he is not able to eating of the proper food, because of the that 25 kgs which one has given by the government of India through the food public distribution system or through the ration shop. That ration shop rice is not enough for the rickshaw puller family. That's why that rickshaw puller man has lost his weight. He has to visit the nearby the one doctor. This story has observed by the one doctor in Chhattisgarh has observed completely. So automatically this rickshaw puller has catched the tuberculosis disease also. Tuberculosis is nothing but TB. TB mainly how it is attacked? Those who are not taking to the proper food, those who are not taking to the proper nutrition food, these people are TB is easily attacked. So it is a very common, though this rickshaw puller is not able to eating of the proper food, that's why he catch the tuberculosis. So according to this Chhattisgarh doctor experience, according to the Chhattisgarh doctor opinions, we can expressing of those are having to the shortage of the food grains in India, those are not able to the eating of the 3 meals per day. We are now using of the shortage of the food grains. We are not using of the not access to the food grains to this needy people. Government is not giving to the distribute to the food grains to the poor people. These words are not suitable. We can expressing this situation according to the Chhattisgarh doctor opinion. This will be we have to be expressing as a hunger. Hunger. So this shortage of the food grains is expressing the suitable word is the hunger. Okay children, in this lesson what we have covered from the part 1 to part 4. Initially, what is the situation about during the independence? What is the before the independence, after the independence? In India, before the independence, we have a experience. Most of the famines was occurred. Bengal famine was a big famine. Due to the Bengal famine, millions of the people has died. After the independence, government of India is concentrating on how to overcome the shortage of the food grains. That's why government of India is given to the more importance to the agriculture sector in first 5-year plan also. And in India, up to the 1975, food grain production has increased. Agriculture diversification also increased. But in India, food grain production has increased. But even though we have a food grain production is more, today we are able to the exporting of the food grains to some other countries. But it is not reaching to the food grains to the needy people. Access to food is not good in India. 20% of the poor people are not able to the purchasing of the food grains in the open market. Best example, the rickshaw puller in Chhattisgarh state. And also what was the distributed by the food grains by the government, ration shop, through the Anganwadi centers, through the midday meals, this food is not nutrition food. Why? Because this NIN survey has indicates 45% of the children are underweight. So if the government is providing the nutrition food, that 45% of children are not underweight. So these are all the policy issues, and we have this. And finally, what we conclude is that so in India we have one side is the food grains is the full FCI godowns is the full of the food grains, but another side is the most of the lakhs of the people are struggling of the facing of the shortage of the food grains. Most of the 20% of the people in India struggling for getting of how to getting of the food day by day. They are struggling for the how to get the food for the this day, and they have to be thinking about the tomorrow. So this is the indicate in India also not having of the food security, the 100% of the people not having to the 100% of the food security is not in India. Still some of the people are struggling this food security. Government has to be focusing of the giving to the food grains distributed, as well as the concentrating of the nutrition level also through the Anganwadi centers, through the midday meals. Government should be distribute the nutrition food. It will be overcoming of the nutrition status and overcoming of the food security problem also. Okay children, thank you. And lastly, you have to be note down some important questions regarding to this lesson from the food security. So first question is, which crop production has increased from 1970s to 2011? Which crops production has increased from 1970s to 2011? First question. And second question is, what's under core cereals? So what is the meaning of the core cereals? Second question is, what is meaning of the core cereals? What under coming of the core cereals? And third question is, what is the standard kilocalories in rural and urban areas? What is the standard kilocalories for the in rural and urban areas? And fourth question is, what is buffer stock? Fourth question is, what is buffer stock? And fifth question is, what is MSP? Fifth question is, what is minimum support price? Fifth question is, what is minimum support price? And sixth question is, write about the National Food Security Act 2013. And sixth question is, write about the National Food Security Act 2013. And seventh question is, how much percentage of the children are underweight in India? How much of the children are underweight in India according to the 2009 survey, NIN survey, what it will be? How much percentage of children are underweight in India? And eighth question is, last question is, where it is located NIN? Last question is, where it is located National Institution of Nutrition. Okay children, we will come back again. Thank you.